Does Street Fighter 6 have a throwing problem? I saw this question asked by Diaphone in a most recent video that he uploaded, and after watching his video, seeing his opinion on it, and then thinking on it for a couple of days, I was asking myself the same question. I was like, does Street Fighter 6 have a throw looping problem? Obviously, yes. If you played Street Fighter 6 any amount of time, and especially have like played a ranked, especially climbing from any rank to the next one, I think it'd be pretty obvious, especially seeing certain characters, that you will encounter throw looping to some varying level of what's the word I'm looking for? I guess varying levels of success from other players, or you'll see very different levels of people incorporating it into their gameplay. Obviously, as a Cammy main, you see me do it a lot where I'm throw looping people, where it's like I'm not just going in all the time trying to throw people, because while in Diaphone's video he said that throws aren't really reactable, sometimes depending on the opponent you're going against, they can really react to the throws a lot of the time if your timing is very consistent when you're doing it, or like if you're always going for jab in the throws, then occasionally they might start taking it, but over the course of the whole game they may not take it, you know, that effortlessly all the time. But throw looping in some situations can be what defines a win or a loss in a match. If you throw somebody one time, two times, sometimes three times, if you're good enough with the throwing your opponent off with the timing of it, it can result in them losing a game that they would have won if you could not throw loop. And I'm not going to be getting into the super technical side of it like Diaphone was, where he breaks down the throw looping in the game, and he actually like talks about some of the ways that Capcom can deal with it, which I do think that they should deal with it, because while I do like, since I do play Cammy, you would think that I'm like super for throw looping. In a lot of situations, it's actually kind of annoying to deal with it, because throw looping is like, it's one of those mechanics that's like, if it was just like you could throw somebody one time, go up to them again and throw it, but then after that you cannot continue to throw somebody, then it's like, alright, it wouldn't be as bad. But you see in tournaments, and I forgot, I think it's Capcom Cup that he was talking about in his video. I'll make sure to either put the link in the description or in the comment at the bottom, or you know, obviously it's Diaphone, you can just search it up and like pull up his video if you want to watch it and see more of what he was talking about specifically. But I think Capcom Cup had just happened, so he was talking about how Capcom Cup, and he showed footage of it, people were like dead ass getting throw looped for like 3, 4, maybe 5 times, and it was dead ass being the reason they lost the game. Like the two people were in neutral, one person got throw looped, and then it's like fucking impossible to get them off of you. And my big thing is that I really want to talk about, and that I think Capcom, like I said, I didn't want to go over everything that he talked about in that video to like be like, you should do this or you could do this, but like two things that he pointed out that I really think should be something you should be able to do when people are trying to throw you is you can't jump a throw, which you can jump a throw, but like in the corner, for example, if you're playing against somebody who's like playing Ken, if you try to jump the throw, they jump or you jump when they try to throw you, and then he can anti-air you after you jump in the air before you land, and it will punish you. And that's like, why is Ken, and it's not just Ken, but why is Ken allowed to do that? Why can he punish me for making a read off of his throw and I choose right, but because now I'm stuck in the air and they don't lock him out of being able to anti-air me or press a button, now he can punish me for it? Because I'm like, that's stupid. And another thing, and I'm so used to this in like other games, for example, to where like when it happens in Street Fighter 6, it's so weird. It's like you can't jab out of throw. Like if somebody puts you on a hard knockdown and they walk right up to you, you cannot jab to get them off of you when they want to come up and throw you. Your jab will almost always, I'm pretty sure, get eaten by the throw and you will get thrown. And I'm like, dog, why is that how this game works? Like, why is it that they made it so jab doesn't beat throw? Because I feel like you either gotta have both beat throw, where you can jump the throw and jab it, or pick one option. Or like Diaphone said in his video, go over one of the other many options that other games use as a way of dealing with throws. But I'm like, we should not have to perfectly tech the throw to get space. But the problem even with teching the throw in itself is that teching the throw doesn't do anything, because if you're in the corner and you tech that throw, you're still in the corner. So in some situations where, like me is playing Cammy, for example, who does not have a fireball and kind of has to just throw out a move to try to take up the space to get out the corner, or to like do a move to where you get your opponent to block it, to where now you're in an advantageous position to now punish them for trying to react to you getting out the corner. It's like, if I jump in the corner with Cammy and this person is not ass at the game, they're gonna anti-air me 99% of the time and keep me in the corner. Now it's like, all right, do I drive rush into try to hitting them with a low mix-up? Do I drive rush into trying to just hit them with a heavy punch? Or do I like try to get close to them, hit a hooligan that they aren't expecting, and hope they don't anti-air me? And it's like, you know what would make it easier? If attacking the throw wasn't the only option of getting out of somebody trying to throw loop me like that. Because if they try to throw loop me and I tech it, I'm still in the corner, I'm still not in a good position. Versus if I like I said, if I jump, I get anti-aired. If I go into a try to jab them out when they're near me, walking up to me to throw loop me, to try to be like, oh, I hit my jabs. Now, especially as Cammy, I can jab into medium punch, or I can jab into spiral arrow, and then now I can get out the corner, because now when they're on the ground off the spiral arrow, I can hooligan over them and then hit the dive kick in the air, and they either got anti-air me, which now I'm on the right side of them, so now I'm not in the corner anymore, or they just get hit or block it and I'm out the corner. So in those situations, those are ways that not just me but other people could as well play around throw looping. And throw looping in this game is a problem, because there's not really like a way to get them off of you if they're really good with breaking up the timing of it. If they throw you, it's like, all right, are you gonna try to jump? Like I said, jumping's not an option, jabbing's not an option, so the only real option is either to hope they mess up and give you the opportunity to jab them. Because like, say for example, they throw you and they're one of the few characters that their throws, because there are a few characters where when they throw you, they actually do put space between you. Not all characters do it, but some characters do it to where there is a good bit of space between you after they throw you. It's like, okay, if you somehow get into one of those lucky matchups, the only thing that they need to do to put pressure back on you is drive rush in, and now you're back in that same position to where now it's like, all right, they could drive rush in, hit you with a button if you're trying to tech the throw that you think that they're trying to do, and that gets you punished. You could try to jab, but if they drive rush and press a big enough button, you might get punished off of that. So it's like still a 50-50 on what you want to do. You can try to like drive impact the drive rushing. Depending on what they do, they might drive rush into drive impact. So like, there's no clean way of getting out of that situation that I know of, to where it's like, oh, you're in the corner getting thrown loop, just do this and you will get out of it. It's like, nah dog, you gotta just go for some shit, or just tech the throw and then try to go for some shit and hope that your opponent isn't good enough to put you back in that situation. Because if they're smart, they'll try to keep you in that situation as long as they can, and you're eventually gonna mess up. You're not gonna tech every throw perfectly in the game. If your opponent walks up, throws you, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna be prepared because they probably gonna like try to set up some Oki in the corner. Nope, they throw you again. Ah, fuck, now you're worried about taking the throw. Now when you try to take the throw, they might shimmy you and then hit you with a heavy attack countering you. Now boom, they just open you up for big combo damage in the corner. Depending on how much health you got, you gonna die. So it's like, Capcom does need to address it. I do think this is like something that is a big enough deal to where it's like, all right, Capcom, the game's been out for over a year now. I feel like this should have been addressed in a bigger way, and I feel like I feel like it was in a patch they did address it a little bit, but it's still an issue for a lot of characters where Cammy and other characters can throw you, loop you a lot. I don't try to do it like as much. I will still do it obviously, because at a certain point it is still a skill check, but I'm not about to be throw looping you 3, 4, 5 times in the corner. I'm like, nah dog, because at a certain point you could EX wake up me. That is an option. It's not always gonna work, but it's an option. But I could always block the EX wake up if I feel like you're gonna do it, and now you're extra dead because now you just EX'd an attack that got blocked in the corner. And if I'm like not shit at punishing you for it, that's gonna get you killed. That's gonna get you smoked, and you're not gonna be able to potentially hold that damage depending on how much damage you've taken over the course of the battle. So it's like, I do think it's a thing that Capcom does need to address. I feel like it's a big enough issue. I feel like this most recent Capcom Cup, if that is the one I'm thinking of, where this has happened a lot, should be like the alert to Capcom to be like, all right, we need to watch one of these Diaphone videos and implement one of these ways of dealing with it, because I feel like Street Fighter 6 has been fairly good with like listening to the community's feedback on things and not just like addressing it immediately the moment somebody makes a complaint about something, but they will like wait a bit, see what they can do about the problem, and then implement whatever change they feel like is needed. And I feel like normally it's accepted fairly well when it comes to like the combat side of the game. I don't think there's anything in Street Fighter 6 besides throw looping that I feel like is a major issue. Yeah, everything else I feel like is fair enough. Maybe there is something like in the comments, y'all can let me know if I'm neglecting something. But as I've been trying to climb the masters, that's just been a thing that you obviously have to get used to. If you're trying to climb high in this game and rank, you have to get used to throw looping, and to some extent you will have to utilize it, especially if your character is one of them ones that benefits off of it a lot. It's like, hey look, nobody's saying for you to loop some guy 4 or 5 times, but if it's to win the game to get in the masters, I'm not finna say anything about it, because I'm like, hey dog, you do what you gotta do to get that game, because if you don't do it, I might have smoked you and won the game and you got denied your rank up. So it's like, you know, let me know in the comments down below how y'all feel about this topic, how y'all feel overall about throw looping, if you agree that it should be taken out, if you think that it should be left the way it is, if you have another way that I didn't mention in this video and you saw the Diaphone video, or you've seen other people's videos mentioning it and they had a different suggestion, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you on the next video though. Peace.
Little baby, you out, you know you was wrong. You lying, watch your tone. I'm too fine to be so alone. Not my kind.